What's up, guys? My name is Suicide Grind, coming from the bed because that's the only place where I have a light that will shine at me right now. Uh, so it's the brightest part of my room. But yeah, today we're making a little video here. I like how I don't really have a set angle for my videos that I do with my phone. I sometimes sit on my bed, sometimes sit on my chair, sometimes I have my phone in all kinds of locations. That's how you know you never really can be sure where I'm gonna put my phone in the room. I'm sure someday I'm gonna put my phone in fucking on the roof and film like that. Honestly, that's not even that bad of an idea. It's probably one of the better ideas I've had. Like, just put a little piece of tape. But yeah, my album is out anyways. My album is out and everything. Spotify, uh, iTunes. Apple Music isn't really a thing anymore because it's just iTunes now. What else is there? These are nuts. You have Napster. I always gotta say Napster. It's on Napster. I gotta mention that it's on Napster because it's funny that it's on Napster. Lars Ulrich, Metallica, Napster. He quit the fucking band. What else is it on? I don't know. Fucking. It's not on SoundCloud and it's not on Bandcamp. If anyone wants me to upload my music on not SoundCloud, I'm not touching that site with a 10-foot pole because it's basically the music equivalent to Twitter. But if anyone wants me to upload my music on Bandcamp, just tell me. I'll do it immediately whenever Actually, I cannot do that anymore. Wait, actually, I can. Surprisingly, you better not fucking update. My phone might actually update in the middle of this recording. So if I just get a fucking abrupt end, then yeah, that's that. But yeah, I have to say this quickly before that happens. I did put in the title in the community post that I made, and overall in my server, which is only really a few people. I'm not sure if anyone watching this has seen this. I mean, of course, someone has seen that announcement, but basically, I called this album my retirement self-titled release, and it's the official release. Blah blah blah. But I call it my retirement release, not because I'm gonna stop making music, because I just started a new thing, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit today. Hopefully, I get to do that and not die because of my camera fucking stopping recording because it wants to update. But yeah, we are doing that, a new project, but I gotta tell you first what is going on with the retirement stick. It's more like a temporary retirement, which doesn't really make sense in terms of like the way the word is intended. Like, if you just look up the meaning retired, it means you're never doing that again. And usually, that's what that means. But I'm retiring from Suicidal Grind for a bit to go on to another project, which is not done yet. It's not I will upload the first song not too long from now. It should be in January. It's gonna be called Michibicu. And why is it in Japanese? Why is the project called something in Japanese? I don't know if I want to share that right now, but let's just say it came to me in a dream, and it all will make more sense when you actually get into the first part of it. But then the rest of it will be completely improvised from my imagination to build upon the idea that I have there. I don't want to spoil what it is, but because I'm actually kind of excited to release it out everywhere, and it's a good way of going away from Suicidal Grind because it's such a different approach that I will be taking from Michibicu, and we will get into the spelling when I reveal the project. And I believe I will have to reveal the first song in a way where I actually tell you about the story before you get the first song, because it's gonna be hard to get otherwise, because the lyrics actually, well, I think I've already said too much, actually. But yeah, basically, I'm just taking a little bit of a break from the whole suicidal grind shtick, because my artist project thing that I do myself for myself always is, it's always like a, if you look at the lyrical content, there's, I mean, some songs about being happy. Black Eyes, believe it or not, is a 13-minute black metal song about loving the snow. I just say a bunch of fuck shit like being drowned and frozen and encasing my blood in eyes or some shit like that. I just put that because it's black metal, you know? That's the only reason the lyrics are like that. But, that's a happy song, actually. The actual meaning of the song is that I love the snow. But we're gonna actually get into that before my new project is revealed. So that's also a video that you should look forward to. I believe I can maybe make that tomorrow. It's basically a video on all the lore. All the Suicidal Grind lore. I'll be doing that one at the desk though, because I'll have to be screen sharing Spotify. Not because I'm playing music, but because I'm showing you that stuff. And I'll also screen share because I also need to show a web browser thing. Because some of the stuff I released are not entirely confined to Spotify. Because some of the songs I've released are not on Spotify. And never will be, some of them never will be there. Either because looking back on it, it doesn't really... It's not like one of those things where it's like, oh, this is one of my first songs, I want to put this on there. I already put my first songs that I feel like these are my first songs that I want people to see, which is Brutalized Epicness and Satan's Hot Rod. Brutalized Epicness was my first song using programmed drums and a whole bass tone and everything, and vocals and everything recorded, and that one is still one of my favorite songs of my own. Mainly because if you see that blue guitar over there, that's the one I recorded the guitar solo on. I did dive bombs and shit and a lot of tapping, and all the rhythm is also recorded on that. All the riffing and soloing. So that's special because that guitar was on there. But yeah, stuff like that. And basically the main reason here I want to get out is that it's not to invoke clickbait or make anyone scared, because, I mean, obviously, most people who know me, which are basically most people who listen to my music, know me, because I always hit them up, because I like talking with people, because usually people who actually listen to my music are usually into the shit I like anyway, so I love talking to people that listen to my music. So if you don't have anything better to do in your day, you can just hit me up or something. I obviously have an official Instagram. You can just type Suicidal Grind official. You'll get there. But yeah, that's it for that. You can just hit me up there, and I'll probably tell you to just add me on Discord. If you don't have Discord, that's fine. I'll still chat on Instagram. I'm not entirely opposed to it. I just prefer Discord because that's how I roll. But yeah, it's just that Suicidal Grind, it's a project where, apart from Black Ice, which I said, I'm focusing on a lot of... It's like Devin Townsend's Alien, for example, except I'm not doing a bunch of drugs. The alcohol, sure, but I don't really drink when I compose because I want to have my full creative mind at my disposal, so I don't drink when I make music. I only drink when I, like, maybe mix it together. I think there's maybe one song in total that I've made while slightly drunk. I think I've only made one. And I think it was one of my blues songs. Potentially even taking a shit. But I don't remember quite how it was. Because, I just don't remember which one it was. But yeah, a lot of it is me being very self-destructive in a sense. It's not necessarily a bad thing I'm talking about here, which sounds weird after saying self-destructive, I know. But I'm not necessarily meaning it like that, but I mean, like, it's a project when I'm putting all my mental stuff into the lyrics and into the riffs. I'm everything riff wise and stuff. Everything that's in the song comes from something in my head that's like a memory. If you get what I mean. There are songs where the lyrics are completely fictional, like uh, "Flowering Night Death" on my Toho tributes thing. That one's completely fictional. There's nothing to those lyrics. I'm pretty sure I just improvised them on the spot and just said a bunch of "You wouldn't die if you fucking died." Some dumb shit. I just said some shit because vocals. They're there, but it sounds cool. The song sounds cool to me, at least. That's the main point for me. And as long as this song sounds cool, and that's one of those songs by me that I only listen to the vocals as like an instrument. But a lot of the other shit, like, unfortunately, I'm contradicting myself very quickly. And if you can hear my cat, it's being a little piece of shit. God damn it. My cat wanted to get into the bathroom and someone had closed the door. But yeah, basically, I think I'm just gonna be repeating myself, but I kind of contradicting myself because a lot of my stuff isn't really fictional. I do make some fictional lyrics. I guess there were some fictional songs on this album, my self-titled, but they're mainly because I wanted to initially go back to the whole thing, the shtick I had when I did Destroy Everything, because, like, believe it or not, that was a completely... The Dark Tribute is not Suicide Grind. That's Destroy Everything. That's a whole different artist band project. When I did that, I wasn't necessarily thinking, oh, I want to be as serious and realistic as possible. That one was fictional for the whole thing, because it was basically just me salivating and making silly lyrics on the spot, just saying silly shit, some dumb shit. And that was basically what I started with. I wanted to start with going back to that, but then I realized that I made a second song that wasn't dumb shit, and it didn't really fit any vocals, so I ended up recording a bunch of guitar melodies. My guitar got all the singing parts on that song, and then suddenly I had a serious song, and I kind of went back a little bit to the not so serious, but then some shit happened, and I went back to the serious again, and then pretty much the rest of the album is pretty serious, except for Greta and Hot Dog. Those are, like, obviously, I made those because they're silly. But, like, Diary of Depression is my most personal song. I'm pretty sure there's no other song of mine where I released more inner demons into the lyrics than any other. Like, everything in that is basically me just crying my heart out in the lyrics, but I obviously don't do that in the song because Korn already did that, and I don't want to copy that, and it's not my kind of style. I don't cry in my songs. That's not my style, you know. I wouldn't even put a crying sample. For that's a fact. I wouldn't put a horror sample of someone crying from a movie. I wouldn't do that because it doesn't fit my style at all. I don't even think I've mentioned crying in my lyrics that many times. Not in my lyrics I've actually written recently, at least. I don't remember, and I don't believe so either. So, basically, what I'm saying here is a lot of it in the recent one is more personal, and in here, in this area here, the lungs. Yeah, I wrote the lyrics with my lungs. But yeah, I wrote more personal lyrics on this album, and mixed it all together with more fun shit that I wanted to do, because there was obviously some songs, like I said, that are silly lyrics, they're just fucking put up, but I still wrote the lyrics. I still sat down and thought, okay, this has to still make sense, unlike the tribute to Yui, where I basically just sang about her feet for 5 minutes. Uh, and tribute to Kasumi, where I literally mentioned my popcorn machine looking at the same color as her guitar in the anime. Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It was just on the spot, and on my I Love Lollies, I looked at a guitar jack and I said, guitar jack. I was basically just running around my room and thinking of things to say while recording and going around like, la 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 la, ah, stuff like that. And that's what I did for that album. It's honestly why I wanted to go back to that, because that was the most fun album to record, the Dark Tribute, because it was just a lot of goofing around. But I did a lot of goofing around in this album too. Even on the serious songs, I had a good laugh sometimes when I fucked up parts. Like, this album is my most disciplined yet as well, I have to mention. I re-recorded so many times. I mean, at least every other riff and every solo, I recorded at least like 20 takes before I was like, either it was like, okay, that's finally good enough, or that's the one. Because I always go for like, okay, it's good enough for me to listen to. And it was hard to reach that on this album, because some of the songs I had to work. Because in the process of making them, before I had vocals, it didn't sound good yet to me. Like, some of the songs I was like getting depressed almost making them. Like, this is shit. Why would I ever release this? But then I added vocals, and then I uploaded it, and then I listened to it the next day, and I was like, I made this. And I wasn't exactly that happy first, but now when I listen back, it's like, hearing it this way with the full mix and everything, I love that. Who's that guy? He makes music. Oh wait, it's me. What's that asshole? Just checking out these Bluewear earplugs while I'm talking. But yeah, I do a little bit of storytelling, and yeah, it's a little complicated, but I feel like I've said everything I wanted to say about the album now. And basically, if you enjoy it, well, good on ya. If you don't, good on ya. If you are neither, if you're like in the middle where it's like, I don't really have an emotion, good on ya. I don't care. I'm still making the songs for myself. I'm just putting a lot more effort now, because some songs require it now. And especially when I make a fucking 16-minute song and try to write lyrics. That is the most text I've ever written in my entire life. I'm pretty sure. I think honestly the lyrics to that song are longer than my longest essay I wrote in school. Which says a lot about me in school, but I mean, still, obviously that's still a joke to an extent. I still had longer essays in school, of course, but you get the point. That one, for example, that was not hard to write, but it was a lot of work to write. It took a long time to make that song. It's a 16-minute track, for God's sakes. Of course it's gonna take a fucking long-ass time to make. So yeah. But I'm happy with the way I made it to sound to me. The way I made it sound to myself, basically. And right now, I will have to say my favorite track that I'm most proud of. I mean, obviously, by default, is Diary of Depression. Because it is just that. It's a diary of my depression. It's like a therapy song for me. That's also kind of overall the album, because that's why I wanted to go in with a silly, goofy vibe at first, because I wanted this to be my therapy album. So, similar to how Saint Anger was Metallica's therapy album. This is my therapy album, and I put serious songs and some fucking not serious at all goofball songs, and mixed it all together, and just I didn't try to make something new necessarily. I did make some new styles in there. Like a lot of more Swedish death metal is more on this one. than before, but overall, I just try to do whatever my heart wanted to do, and if my heart wanted to do the same song for 14 songs, fuck it. I don't care. I'm the one who's listening to it anyways. You're supposed to be listening to it. I didn't ask anyone else to listen to it. But yeah, this has been a whole ass video. Basically me talking and ranting about shit related to making music. But yeah, tomorrow, lore. And the day after that, Michibicu. No. Next year, Michibicu. Not on my birthday. Speaking of, I'm doing a birthday live stream on the 31st of December, which is next Saturday. So yeah, I'm gonna go watch the Goons podcast now, which you should also go watch for that matter. And also, I'm gonna play Skyrim after that. But right now, I'm gonna eat some food. Watch the Goons podcast while eating food. And then I'm gonna play Skyrim. And I'm gonna do quests. I'm gonna do the Dark Brotherhood quest. And then we're talking. Yeah. I've been Suicide Grind. And you've been watching me talk about my album a little bit. I'm really happy that it's finally done and out and released. I don't have to worry about it anymore. But yeah, you know the motto. Stay cute.